They have to accept our rules here.
But in the law, homosexuality is forbidden.
This haram. You know haram what's meaning?
Yes, haram.
Yeah, it's haram. So he will say for me, why you drink it?
But do you think gay is haram?
It's haram. Because why is haram? I am not one big Muslim, but it's haram. Why? Because it's damage in the mind.
Khalid Salman, the man on the left, has viciously attacked the LGBTQ+ community in an interview with German broadcasting company ZDF, calling it, as you heard and saw, damage in the mind. Salman is no ordinary individual. He is enlisted as an ambassador for the controversial Qatar World Cup. Per Reuters, the interview was then immediately stopped by an accompanying official. Qatar's World Cup organizers, when contacted by Reuters, declined to comment. This directly goes against what we have heard previously. When gay footballer Josh Cavallo spoke out against going to the World Cup in Qatar, he was rebuked by a conservative member of British Parliament, James Cleverly.
I have spoken to the Qatari authorities in the past about gay football fans going to watch the World Cup and how they will treat our fans and international fans.
The problem is, these words were said on October 26. Salman's interview was reported on November the 8th. Per Newsweek, Qatar still deems homosexuality to be illegal, and it refuses to recognize anyone who has transitioned from their gender at birth. The Guardian reported Salman was speaking in his capacity as an ambassador for the 2022 World Cup, a role he shares with a number of football legends, including Cafu and Xavi Hernandez. Organizers described the role of ambassador as harnessing the power of football to create positive social change in Qatar, across the region, and around the globe. Salman does have a history in sports, which you should know about. Salman was a Qatari football player in the 80s and 90s. He took part in the 1984 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, California, and has been selected as one of the tournament's host country ambassadors. With his interview, Qatar's World Cup organizers declined to comment on the episode when asked by Reuters. It is the latest controversy surrounding the tournament, which is the first time a soccer World Cup is being held in the Middle East. Last month, Human Rights Watch published a report documenting what it claimed was arbitrary police action against LGBTQ+ residents in Qatar, including 6 cases of severe and repeated beatings and 5 cases of sexual harassment in police custody between 2019 and 2022. A Qatari official said Human Rights Watch's allegations contain information that is categorically and unequivocally false without specifying. His remarks drew sharp criticism from Human Rights Watch activist Rasha Yunez, senior LGBT rights researcher at HRW, who called Salman's comments harmful and unacceptable. The Qatari government's failure to counter this false information has a significant impact on the lives of Qatar's LGBT residents, she said. This is per Insider. Qatar has reportedly spent over $229 billion on the largest infrastructure project in World Cup history. As we have brought to you previously, we know how that bill is a lot lighter.
And the Guardian newspaper broke the story of Qatar's World Cup slaves. Tens of thousands of workers are living in squalid, slave-like conditions, dozens being worked to death every month.
Sometimes I feel like I'm in prison.
Together we are 125 workers who are stuck here. We're prisoners. Every day we eat bread and drink water. Without money, we can't afford anything else. Month after month, our situation is getting worse. I can't do it anymore. I just want to go home. We can't even call our families in Nepal.
Slave-like conditions have plagued the build-up to the World Cup, with the latest number being 6,500 migrants passing away building this infrastructure. That's an old and likely outdated number, because that's what we heard well over a year ago at this point. It's an undercount, without a doubt. Now, the main players that you should know about are former FIFA head Sepp Blatter, who was ousted on corruption charges, even though we all knew via the fine journalism in the world that this was going on for many, many years. It is Sepp Blatter and his minions awarding this affair to this specific country and allegedly being bribed to do so. Then current head of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, doing his best PR, putting on a smiling face, and basically saying, well, the workers were given a chance. People have died. And this is the best that the head of FIFA can do. Shame. He has failed on so many levels, and he has failed to rise to the occasion, which I truly believe is by design.